The winter break hits different. Günther Netflix Steiner was fired, Hamilton joins Leclerc at the Depression Club Ferrari, Ocon meets Johnny Sins, and Red Bull is already building their car of 2025. Max Verstappen already clapped everyone in the last season, just to switch the format and clap shit again. In contrast to Max, our Mexican friend decides to drink some coffee.
Nice.
Sainz and Bottas going much faster than the average horse, and Norris flew all the way to Bali just to watch the ground. The floor is made out of fluor. Nice. The AlphaTauri boys reunited. Wait a minute. I mean that would be 900 euros for the worst Las Vegas experience ever. Okay, I would like to pay with Visa cash at Red Bull. But how does this happen? The story began when Alex Albon had massive diarrhea and decided to skip the Monza 2022 Grand Prix, where all of a sudden a bright shining star appeared. The Formula E 2021 World Champion, Nick de Vries. On his debut race, he clapped Latifi and grabbed the same amount of points in one race than Latifi in the entire season.
This has been incredible. Points on debut.
Because of Seb's retirement, the whole paddock changed. De Vries joins AlphaTauri, but apparently he was so shit and was replaced by the man himself, Daniel Ricciardo. After this horrible season, Frank Tost decided to leave AlphaTauri and leave a massive gap behind. And this gap could only filled with money. And that's how dumb names are made. Speaking of, let's watch Stake F1 team Kick Sauber, which livery, by the way, looks like a green marker.
They're the same picture.
In some countries, steak is not even allowed, so they must have an entire new livery. Christian Horner gets an internal investigation for being, I would say not so nice to a feminine co-worker. His attitude and his behavior was not very polite or not very respectful. Let's see how this affects the team. But in my opinion, if Christian Horner is called guilty or not, Christian Horner doesn't make any engines, he does not design any aerodynamic parts on his car, he hasn't done any team strategies. In my opinion, even if Horner would leave the team, I don't even think there's any lag performance-wise. Clearly there's a personality gap which must be closed.
He smashed my office door.
For Max Verstappen, it's a pretty important person, but performance-wise, I wouldn't believe that makes any difference if Horner leaves or not. Talking about team principles. Okay, now we got a serious problem. Günther Netflix Steiner was fired. Gene Haas fired Günther Steiner, the face of Netflix.
He smashed my office door.
And Gene Haas explained himself at the lack of the performance of the team. In his case, this was of course a necessary step.
I don't know where he is, but he can f*** off.
Because you only get a good team if you have a good team leader to get the right people. He said, we are now 8 years in the F1 and have done over 160 races, and there was no podium ever.
Or is it Nico? Came back.
And in the last years we only got 10th or 9th on the Constructors' Championships.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Speaking of disgusting, Hamilton signed for Ferrari in 2025. How could this even happen? He even laughed at the strategy of Ferrari. Why does he go to this team? His Mercedes is not even that bad. And Hamilton sees Charles Leclerc. They even forgot a tire at the pit stop.
Sainz, because Perez was there and they were still looking for the tire.
To be fair, in the start of the last season, Mercedes wasn't that competitive. But they changed and improved that much in the same year. And I give Mercedes 2 more years and they are championship contenders again. He would like to make the same move as Sebastian Vettel. In the last few years he joins Ferrari, gets depression and then he leaves the Formula 1 entirely. That's my bet. But let's see in 2 years.
You signed it.
So, tell me, what happens now?
Have a nice day.
If I say clown show, I don't mean any strategies from Ferrari.
Still looking for the tyre.
I mean the Andretti incident.
Nothing, just an incident.
What happened to this person is the most disrespectful thing I've ever. He wants to join as the 11th team so bad. He have done it all, but they just don't care. But let's break this down.
We were this close.
As a new team, you have to pay $20,000 administration fee just to show some interest.
Hello there.
Then they have to answer many various questions. Some of the question might be how you're gonna be more competitive than the average horse car, or how economic you will be. And for that, you have to pay $280,000 application fee on top.
Hello, I like money.
But when the other teams found out that Andretti was serious by joining the F1 next season, they were very, very annoyed. The prize money will be awarded depending on the final ranking you get at the Constructors' Championship at the end of the season. Because of the great invention of the budget cap, the total amount of euros are set. So when a new team joins, every team must get less money. And of course, Haas and Williams wants more money for being a shit car, obviously. In order to dodge the attack of not being competitive, they joined forces with Cadillac, aka General Motors, and on top of that, they already had an engine supplier called Alpine. But as soon as the other teams have noticed that, they tried to convince Alpine to break the contract and not supply any engines to Andretti. Even the FIA got noticed of that type of mobbing, so the FIA took even extra time to give their go to the Concord agreement so that the rights holder can't find any reasonable reason to reject Andretti.
Now let's see how it looks so far.
But they don't give a f***. They rejected him. Andretti already spent a bunch of $1 million on the new car. He says he will try again.
You wanna see me do it again?
To be honest, I hope he goes in. More cars is more racing and more fun and more competitive.
What has happened? We need to know.
I hope this should be it, and I hope next year or 2025 then Andretti is in the game.
Oh no! Anyway.
Yeah, I know my English is not that perfect, but I try my best. And if you like the content I make, please like the video. Make a comment about what I can do better, what I can do worse, what I should change, or just a little bit of feedback. See you to the next video or to the next me review. Bye!